Welcome to Huntington, West Virginia. First Saturday in September means it's football time in Huntington. The Missouri State Bears, brand newcomers to Conference USA, up against Marshall's Thundering Herd out of the Sun Belt Conference. It is the home opener for the Herd. Hi, everybody. I'm Keith Morehouse. Pleased to be joined by Mark Martin in the booth for another year of football as these two teams get ready to go after it. Mark, both these teams kind of went up in class a week ago. Of course, Missouri State went out to the Coliseum. USC hung 73 on it. Marshall between the hedges, 45-7 losers to Georgia. Both teams should find out a little more about each other tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You know, Keith, when you think about it, they played in two great venues there, the Coliseum and between the hedges. So got a little taste of the big time of, great football down through the years. But, you look at this game here, and it's you said the first day in September, and it's the first home game for Tony Gibson as Marshall's head coach, and both teams looking for that first win and first ever meeting. So a lot of firsts in this game here today.
No question about it. Now we go down to the third member of our broadcast crew, Ben Westfall, working the sidelines for us. Ben, what do you got?
Well, Keith, today is the first all-time meeting between these two squads, Missouri State and the Marshall Thundering Herd. Of course, Missouri State making the jump from FCS to FBS today, and Marshall welcomes in here into the Joe. We'll talk about the Marshall Thundering Herd coming off that 45-7 loss at Georgia in Athens, Georgia. Tony Gibson said the quarterback competition is still up in the air at this moment. We don't know who's rolling out, but Zion Turner led the way for the Marshall Thundering Herd, going 6-7 for 100 yards in that matchup and leading Marshall to its lone score in that game. On the other side, from Missouri State, head coach Ryan Beard stated that there was a lot of things to learn in that loss to USC. Yes, the score was 73-13, but there was a lot of things to learn. He said, quote, "This is not a beat us down. We have 11 games left. We're going to learn from it. We're going to move forward, and we're going to go coast to coast next week and see what we can do versus Marshall." Should be a fun matchup for the first all-time meeting between these two squads here at the Joan. Good crowd on hand, and the debut of the Green Helmets for Marshall. Back to you, Keith.
Thanks, Ben. You're looking at outstanding quarterback for Missouri State. Jacob Clark threw for 26 touchdowns a year ago. FCS honored basically at every level. 7th year in college, Mark. He's going to start first. Marshall won the toss and deferred to the second half.
Yeah, this guy is nearly 25 years old, Keith, and definitely a great quarterback. Last week against USC, 147 yards throwing. He did have a touchdown, a couple of interceptions, so looking to have a big day here on the road against the Thundering Herd. Missouri
State, new to FBS this year. Came out of the Missouri Valley Conference, the toughest football league in FCS a year ago. And Ryan Beard, the head coach, said that will prepare him and the team for what is ahead at the FBS level in Conference USA. Lorcan Quinn will kick it off for the Thundering Herd as we get underway here at Marshall's home opener in 2025. Kick goes into the end zone. The Bears will take it at the 25.
Well, they got that new deck here at Jones Edwards Stadium, Keith, and I think there was some hope by Tony Gibson that he might just drill it into the deck to start this game. But that guy has got a powerful, powerful leg.
Yeah, kicker from Ireland and grew up playing Gaelic football and certainly has been thrust into the spotlight as Marshall's kicker. Doing his job here. So Missouri State sets up offensively. And we've got a guy in Jacob Clark, Mark, who will sling it around. He's not really a dual threat guy. He's a drop back guy, 6'5", big time arm, and he'll test Marshall's secondary early. One back set, and he wants to throw on first down. A little bit of pressure. He's hit as he throws, and it was nearly intercepted out there. Nice effort by Boogie Trotter, but there was pressure on him, and that's what Marshall has to do. Defensive coordinator Shannon Morrison hoping to dial that up.
Yeah, this guy can run if needed, but definitely they want to drop him back there, give him plenty of time to pick defenses apart, and almost on that first play, a pick by the Thundering Herd.
2nd and 10 now for the Bears. Tight end goes in motion. Looks like a busted play here as Clark has to take it himself, and he's got pretty good yardage. Gets out close to first down yardage and may indeed have it right at the 35-yard line. Usually those busted plays, Mark, don't work out well for the offense, but it did that time.
Well, again, Ryan Beard said, you know, he can run if needed, and he needed to run there, and he gets first down yardage. First set of downs here for the Bears.
He turned to hand off to his tailback, Shamari Lawrence, and Lawrence had gone a different way. So 1st and 10, empty backfield. And he'll check at the line of scrimmage. They don't really huddle. He just kind of improvises and ad-libs and looks to the sideline. Here comes heat from the herd. The hit delivered, and it was a big-time hit. Javay Gilmore, transfer from Mississippi State, letting Jacob Clark know he'll be seeing him sometime this afternoon.
Yeah, Gilmore, I mean, there was just no one at all to pick him up. And, you know, to play quarterback, you got to take the hits. You got to be tough. Clark is, and he took a big-time hit there.
Yeah, he's talking with the official. Seems to be okay, but yeah, he got blindsided there by Gilmore. And Gilmore's a big-time target, 6'4", 220-pounder.
Getting the clock reset here, Brandon Kirkland is our referee today.
Clark started his college career at Minnesota. 7 years later, and he is in Springfield for the Missouri State Bears. Thought about maybe transferring, but wanted to stick around and go up to the FBS level with the rest of his teammates. Having trouble getting his guys situated here on 2nd down. That's Lawrence. He finds some room out onto the right side. Takes it out to the 44-yard line. Stop made by Cannon Lewis.
Did a pretty good job there. Shamari Lawrence, kid that played 20 games for FIU. Cannon Lewis, what a game he had last week, Keith, in his debut as a member of the Thundering Herd.
Yeah, transfer from NC State. Mark, he had 8 tackles, 2 quarterback hurries, and certainly wasn't, the bright lights weren't too big for him in Athens. 3rd down, a yard to go. Connor Lair is the fullback, number 40. They give it to Lawrence, and he is hit in the backfield and met. Kerryon Martin making the big-time stop. Another guy who had a good game in Athens last week.
Well, Kerryon Martin back here at Jones C. Edwards Stadium. Of course, started his career with the Thundering Herd, then he left and went to Youngstown State. But he comes back and getting a chance. Played on the road last week, played well. And here a great hit by the former Capital Cougar. And it will be the Bears having to punt it away.
Anthony Frederic will punt it away for the Bears. Back deep to receive. And the ball bounces. There's a flag down. Not sure if a Marshall player didn't run into his own player there.
Well, it was Lacey back deep. Floyd Lacey, the punt returner, ran into one of his teammates. You see a couple of punt returns last week and a couple of tackles on the punt team.
There is no foul for kick catch interference. First down.
Good job by the crew to sort that one out. Sunbelt officiating crew here this evening.
We get to see Marshall now, Keith, for the first time this season at home. Again, they used all 3 quarterbacks last week. Zion Turner, Ja'Kai Long, and Carlos Del Rio Wilson. And I believe it's going to be Turner getting the call.
Yeah, Zion Turner, transfer from Jacksonville State, started his career at UConn. Herd fans might remember he was the starting quarterback when Marshall played the Huskies in the Myrtle Beach Bowl in 2022.
Yeah, and he's worked with Rod Smith, the offensive coordinator, so they're comfortable with each other. But he was the most productive guy a week ago there at Sanford Stadium.
Tony Gibson, Mark, telling us this week that he did all the things we asked of him when we asked them of him. He's going to throw it on 1st down. There's Lacey. Met very quickly, tries to shake free, but 4 tacklers over there for Missouri State. Jordan Dunbar leading the charge.
Well, he talked about Turner and they were looking for that sense of urgency in the preseason, and they didn't get it. And then they said he gets out there on the field against Georgia, and they saw it. They saw what they had been waiting for out of that young man.
And like you said, he's most familiar with the offensive coordinator, Rod Smith. Second down, nothing doing on first. And there's Joshawn Barbie getting to the outside. Picks up about 4 yards before he's knocked out of bounds. Bird Lloyd on the stop for the Bears defense.
Barbie on the Doak Walker watch list. McNeese State transfer, over 1,000 yards there with the Cowboys.
Scored Marshall's only touchdown last week in that loss at Georgia. Third down, 6 to go.
Not sure, but I think able to pull. Well, he came across, but it might be on the offense. Yep.
Tony Gibson having a conversation about that one. So now it's 3rd and 11. Left tackle eases back a little bit.
Crowd doesn't like it.
Tyler McDuffie. It's a 3rd and long for the Herd. Empty backfield for Turner. Little screen there, doesn't go anywhere. Nice play defensively by Anderson. Thomas Anderson on the stop.
Well, Thomas Anderson read that beautifully. You know, in this day and age of college football, got a lot of guys that have played at different schools, and he was at UNLV. One of the bright spots, Keith, a week ago against Georgia, the punter who was in, Nathan Totten.
Local guy from Russell, Kentucky, had 1 block, but Coach Gibson said that was not his fault. Nice punt that handled easily, and fair caught there.
Yeah,
Dash Luke.
He hammered that one. There's a flag down. And Totten last week, 43.9 was the average.
He was busy man.
He punted 10 times a week ago. I'm still waiting on the call here. Here we go.
Prior to the kick, holding, kicking team number 27, 10-yard penalty, first down.
So both teams defenses rising up here early on in Huntington, West Virginia. Each team with a possession. Missouri State with the football when we come back. Beard, the head coach at Missouri State, his third year there. Went 8-4 a season ago. They won 8 straight games. And Mark, we talked with him earlier this week, and he's not afraid of this moment moving up to the FBS level. He says they're ready.
Yeah, they are. And he says we got a lot of things that we're going to have, but the one thing we do have, great people in the building and people that can help us get to where we want to be. And of course, he comes into this game. He's the son-in-law of Bobby Petrino. So what a football family it is.
Yeah, the Petrino imprint all over this program. Nick Petrino is the offensive coordinator, Bobby's son. So it's 1st and 10. Missouri State sets up in pretty good field position from the 46-yard line. Clark getting them set. There's a handoff. Lawrence, he's cut down there before he turns the corner. Nice stop there by Jave Gilmore.
Gilmore getting in on another play there. Great pursuit. Again, trying to get it to the outside. And Gilmore takes him down, loss of 2.
Gilmore really had a big spring game for the Thundering Herd, and Tony Gibson expecting big things out of him, as is Shannon Morrison, the defensive coordinator. 2nd and 12 now. Clark, a little play action. Here comes Heat again, and he gets it off. Nice dish over midfield. Caught by Shamari Lawrence. And that's first down yardage for Missouri State. Second first down of the game.
Get a good feel there for what Jacob Clark can do. I mean, the heat was coming, but he stood tall and just kept his eyes looking for a receiver.
There's Lawrence again. Shucks one tackle. Gilmore had a good look at him in the backfield, but Lawrence's transfer from FIU is pretty slippery. Cannon Lewis comes in and cleans it up. A gain of 2 yards for Missouri State on first down.
Again, Cannon Lewis, a guy who grew up here in the area, again started his career at NC State. So what a thrill for him, right in his backyard, to be playing here at Jones C. Edwards Stadium.
Clark now wants to throw again. More heat. Now he's tucking it. He's got some room. First down yardage, and a late flag comes in.
Clark with the carry. Flag on the play.
Looks like Cam Smith was there on the stop.
Cam Smith, a phenomenal game last week for the Herd against the Bulldogs of Georgia.
During the run, personal foul, illegal blindside block, offense number 0, 15-yard penalty.
Well, that is a tough break for Missouri State, because for the second time in this game, get a chance to see Clark again, not known for running, but showing that he can. But offensive penalty.
Yeah, he hits Smith here, Mark, and there's the call. First penalty of the game. It's a big one for Missouri State. Marches them back now to the Marshall 46-yard line. Clark with the keeper this time. Marshall defense not fooled. Carry on Martin right there for the stop.
Carry on Martin had 7 tackles a week ago in that game with Georgia and his return to the Thundering Herd program. Brother Carey was a college football player.
Kind of picked up where he left off when he was here a couple of years ago.
Definitely.
Third down, 11 to go. Missouri State needs the Marshall 33. Clark to throw, gets some heat, gets rid of it. Well defended out there by Smith. Catch was made, and they may be in no man's land where they may go for it from here. Although they have a tremendous field goal kicker in Yusuf Obid. But they're going to punt it away, it looks like.
Again, good pressure. Marshall had 4 guys lined up to the right. Moon Green made the nice catch there, but well short of the first down.
Tony Gibson wants to talk about things here with 7:46 to go in the first quarter.
30 seconds and late.
Mark, are we surprised at all the defenses sort of have kind of superseded the offense here early this afternoon?
Well, Shannon Morrison, the defensive coordinator, played here, and obviously they want to put on a good show here. And they felt like last week against Georgia, you know, you get the clips, and that's the big thing. You didn't have anything heading into that game. And then, you know, like Tony Gibson said this week, and certainly the same can hold true for Coach Beard, you know, now you have something, and you can look at those clips and you can say, all right, here's what we did well, here's what, you know, we need to work on. And so far, this Marshall defense, pretty relentless. Quarterback for Missouri State has done a really nice job running football, something he's not been known for, but they did have the penalty, so they got to kick it away.
So Anthony Frederic trots on. Floyd Lacey stands at the Marshall 10 to receive. And Lacey will call for the fair catch and let it go. Down there by Missouri State at the 8-yard line. So the Thundering Herd with its second offensive possession. We are scoreless in Huntington. Marshall and Missouri State battling here. As head coach for Tony Gibson, the West Virginia boy comes back home, as previously was at NC State, and of course he was at West Virginia with Rich Rodriguez. Has made a name for himself as defensive coordinator, Mark, and was quite a player back in the day at Van High School and then Glenville State.
Yeah, he was a really good baseball player for Steve Bradley at Van, and then moved on to Glenville State, and that's where he connected with Rich Rodriguez, who, by the way, is just playing up the road at Ohio against the Bobcats.
So the Herd trying to get this offense on track. Just 4 total yards for Marshall thus far. Zion Turner, the quarterback, got the start here this evening. Hands off to Barbie. Barbie's got a hole, and he picks up good yardage. Out to the 13-yard line.
Yeah, Barbie grinding there on the right-hand side. Eric Meeks is the center for Marshall. Jalen Slappy, one of the returners, along with Tariq Montgomery.
Looks like the Herd wants to run a little tempo here, which Rod Smith was famous for at Jacksonville State, as he was offensive coordinator for Rich Rodriguez. Gain of 5 on first down. Barbie again. Takes it a couple of more yards. It'll be third down and about 4 to go for the Thundering Herd.
Well, Rod and Tony were roommates at Glenville, and you know what a thrill for those two last week. Tony getting his first opportunity to be a head coach in that game between the hedges. Rod is OC. Rod was a terrific quarterback at Glenville.
3rd and 4. Zion Turner empties the backfield and throws over the middle. On target, but Floyd Lacey could not hang on. Kanye Young on coverage. So the Herd still looking for its first down.
Yeah, good laser there by Zion Turner. Lacey could not reel it in, though. And so Totten, I'm going to have to put his leg into this one, Keith, as he stands right in the end zone, about a yard in.
Dash Luke back to receive the kick, standing at his 40-yard line.
You got to love that name, don't you, for a return guy.
Totten hits a nice one. Sends Luke back to the 32-yard line. He cuts it outside, back in, finds a nice little seam. Good return out to the 46-yard line. Cannon Lewis on the stop on special teams.
Well, Dash Luke is a dangerous return guy out of New Orleans, 5'8" senior. Averaged 33.3 yards per return in 2024 as a kick returner. Nice punt return there, and has the Bears near midfield here as they go on offense for the 3rd time.
Jordan Clark back out on the field. He'll turn 25 years old this November. Gives it up inside, then fakes it inside. And he's got his receiver, Jamarie Robinson, in Marshall territory down to the 32-yard line. Boogie Trotter on the stop, but a first down for the Bears.
And he's on that CUSA watch list, and he shows why there. Clark throws the bullet, and Robinson uses those hands. Nice catch and first down yardage.
Tight end goes in motion. Clark wants to throw again. Again, he's getting pursuit. Cannon Lewis trying to track him down after about 4 yards. Knocks him out of bounds.
Ryan Beard told us there would be pressure coming from the Herd, so they've kind of prepared for it. And Clark with another decent run there.
Yeah, and you got to feel like Shannon Morrison's bringing pressure from different points, which is important because you can't show Jacob Clark the same thing every time because he'll torch you. Pick up a 4 on first down. Wants to throw it again. Delivers. It was initially caught, then dropped. Marvin Myers almost came up with it.
Yeah, Myers almost had a pick there in the most unusual way. Myers, a guy that transferred into Huntington from Middle Tennessee. He'll get to see the Blue Raiders later in the month.
Good throw out there by Clark. Probably should have been caught. Third down, 6 to go.
Play clock winding down.
And they blow it. And that's a penalty, I believe, on the Herd. Oh, my apologies. That's on Missouri State.
Yeah, I think they got Eric Cade, the right tackle, moved a little early there. He played at Ole Miss in the seasons of 2021 and 2022. One thing Coach Beard said, Keith, you know, just you don't want to get behind the sticks against this Marshall defense.
Yeah, those little mistakes drive coaches crazy. Now it's 3rd and 11 for the Bears. Clark, a little inside screen, and nothing going on there. Marshall's defense right there on the stop is Datewan Smith.
Yeah, got it into the hands of Dash Luke, but just really nothing happening there. So I'm going to try to line up here and nail a field goal.
Yusuf Obeid is the guy you want kicking for you. Made 11 of 12 field goals in 2024. In fact, he's made 12 straight now. This one from 49 yards. And the Bears may have jumped. At least that's what Marshall is signaling.
Yusuf wanted to go ahead and get that leg warmed up, though, didn't he? And he drilled it.
Eric Cade may slink over to the sideline after this series as he's called again. Stuart McDonald is the holder now. They still think they're in his range. He hit 1 for 46 last week against USC and 1 for 44.
I thought we were going to see the punt team come out there. They did, then they went back.
It's a 54-yarder. Snap good. Kick. Long enough, but no good. Wide left. Mark, given that penalty, would you maybe have punted that? And Marshall's offense and Missouri State's defense has been very stout so far. Maybe pin them back a little bit. Now you give them pretty good field position.
Yeah, a chance to pin him in, but they felt confident in that young man, but he couldn't get it to go through.
Well, he's pretty good, that's for sure. Marshall with the football when we come back. Marshall with the football, starting from its own 37-yard line. Hurd looking for its first down of the game. Trying to get this offense on track. 2 backs now. There's the give inside.
And Marshall had mustered just 11 yards of offense prior to that play.
It's about a yard. Second down.
Just a yard for Joshawn Barbie on first down. And Tony Gibson made no bones about it. He wants to establish the run in this program and feed off of that. There's another run, but Missouri State.
Very stout.
Wow, stacking them up on defense. Ahmad Poole was there with some of his closest friends.
L.D. Scott is the defensive coordinator for Missouri State. Going to be pleased with how they've played thus far.
Yeah, they haven't yielded much to this Marshall offense. 3rd and 8 for Zion Turner. Trying to go to the air, and he is taken down. Stop made by Mitchell Toney.
Yeah, Mitchell Toney, 2 sacks last year, 3rd year as a player. Started his career at Louisville, and just a sophomore, 6'6", 275. Turner did a good job, though, Keith. He thought about just trying to get rid of it. That could sometimes be disastrous, so he just takes the sack and lived to play another day. But a great play there by Toney.
Yeah, it just came off the backside, and Turner didn't have much time to react. Totten is on again. Dash Luke going to watch it bounce. Now he's going to field it. Initially hit, trying to escape, but Marshall Special Teams is on it. As a Missouri State helmet topples to the turf. And there's a flag, 2 flags at the 38-yard line.
Well, Dash Luke decided to field it, and Chasen Clark for Marshall. I mean, he comes down there, and well, he levels the hit, but he was able to spin off that, and then several other green jerseys, they show up. Have a flag down.
During the kick, holding on the return team, number 10. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So Missouri State marches back 10 yards on the holding penalty.
You know, Ryan Beard talked about, growing as a head coach, just leaps and bounds. He said it's kind of like being a parent. You felt you were prepared, and you really aren't until you get out there in the fire. But right now his team's got a tall task, a long field to go.
1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. Shamari Lawrence with it, and he's stacked up immediately. Kerryon Martin was there.
No gain on the play.
So is Jamal Weish.
Lawrence has been busy. It was his 5th carry, but again, just not much running room. Both defenses stout so far.
Clark with 2 backs alongside. He wants to throw on 2nd down. He's got some time now, but he's flushed from the pocket. Going to throw on the run. He's got a man out there. Oh, just overthrows his target.
Clark's pass incomplete.
Looking for his wideout, who had kind of broken free.
Johnson fans it, it's third.
Well, Clark standing tall for as long as he could, and then he had to make the move, and right-handed quarterback moving to the left, but he's got that terrific arm, and he stood up there and fired it downfield, but just misfired on his intended receiver.
Can heave it just a little too far. 3rd down. Clark again sets up and delivers a strike across the middle. And that's his wide receiver, Tristan Gardner. First down for the Bears. Gardner has the distinction, and you hope they gave him the football last week. He caught the first touchdown, scored the first points for for Missouri State at the FBS level on a 33-yard touchdown pass from Jacob Clark. That's what he can do when you give him time. He can just pick you apart. He's got time in the pocket, delivers it. There's Lawrence for good yardage on first down. Carry on Martin on the stop, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
Yeah, Martin kind of had to ride him to get him down. He was moving there with a full head of steam. If you are Ryan Beard, you are pleased at the moment, Keith, with your offensive line. They've given this outstanding QB some time to stand back there and rifle those passes.
And if he's able to establish the run, that just helps Clark even more when he wants to throw. Tight end in motion. Lawrence breaks free. They initially had him, but a missed tackle in the backfield. Looked like Cannon Lewis had him. But Lawrence, with a great second effort, picks up another first down.
Yeah, Boogie Trotter had to come there and close the gap for the Thundering Herd defensively. That will move the chains.
And the first quarter is in the books here in Huntington, West Virginia. Missouri State is on the move. Nobody has scored yet, but the Bears trying to change that. We're in Huntington, West Virginia. College football is here. Back after this. Back at Joan C. Edwards Stadium. Home opener for the Thundering Herd against Missouri State. Bears in Conference USA now. Coming up from the FCS level. And moving the football with Jacob Clark. 1st and 10 Ball at the 45-yard line for the Bears.
Yeah, they don't have any points on the board, Keith, but this guy has been good as advertised.
He wants to throw on first down again. Has a pretty good pocket. Throws it out there, and it is broken up. Cam Smith on coverage.
Second and 10.
That's pretty good coverage down there, Mark.
Yeah, I talked to Cam Smith this week, a young man who started his career at Michigan State, then he went to Jackson State, now here at Marshall. Very personable young man, loves football, wants to play at the next level, and he was pleased with his performance at Georgia, knows he can get better, and excellent coverage there on the pass play from Clark.
Second and 10. They're going to run it here. Or are they? Not before Cam Smith wraps him up.
Well, you list Cam as a defensive back, but he's kind of a hybrid.
He's everywhere. Yeah, he's all over the field. Great play there. Loss of a couple of yards. Sets up 3rd and 12. Defense trying to fire up this crowd. The Herd defense has come to play too. Clark needs the Marshall 45 for a first down. Robinson in motion. Clark being pursued and finds a wide open Ramon Green, who makes the grab. And he's into the end zone. How did that happen, says the Herd faithful here.
Ramon Green just never stopped. I think they thought he might have been out of bounds, but he just kept motoring down the sideline. And again, the escapability there of Jacob Clark. Bought time, found his man, and the Bears strike first.
57 yards. You see it here, Mark, and let's watch as it looks like Green was headed out of bounds, but nope. Just runs right by the defender, and he's gone. Obeid on for the extra point, as the Bears have struck first here in Huntington. And the kick is up and through. Eight plays, 88-yard drive as Jacob Clark leads the Bears to a touchdown here in Huntington. Marshall with the football when we come back. Early in the second quarter here as Marshall down 7-0 to Missouri State. The Herd coming out with a new look green helmet this year, which got a lot of attention on social media. Let's go downstairs to Ben Westfall.
Thanks, Keith. Well, got my hands on one of the green helmets here. The new look for the Marshall Thundering Herd. It's been since 2009 that Marshall has last debuted a green helmet. Now, for the 2009 season, Marshall wore the green helmets. It was a shiny green with a black face mask every single game. Since then, Marshall has only stuck with the white helmets until recently with the black helmets. Well, this year, Marshall debuts the green helmets, a matte green look, this time with the white face mask. And on the front of the helmet is the acronym LLTB, which is the Marshall slogan for Long Live the Brotherhood. And of course, there's a little bit of shine on the helmet as well, a shine green around the M, white M logo, and down the helmet stripes. So Marshall, a new look and a nice helmet indeed. Back to you guys up in the booth.
Thank you, Ben. Make sure you put that back.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, there's going to be a player he needs to get in the game, and coach's like, "Where's your helmet?" But that is a beautiful helmet. Matt Bevan, who does such a great job with the equipment staff here at Marshall. I coached him into a black and white helmet this week, so they'll have some different looks this season. But the green helmet for the Herd, and Keith, now it's Marshall's turn to see if they can get the offense cranked up here and even this game. But Missouri State with a nice play, 57 yards from Clark to Ramon Green. 8 plays, 88 yards in 3:08.
And no doubt Rod Smith wants to get this offense cranked up. Turner wants to throw on first down. Finds his receiver Lacey over the middle. Short gain. Out to the 27-yard line. Gain it a couple of yards.
And Lacey, just a little quick slant there and put those hands, the thumbs together, made the catch, but just a short gain.
Herd still looking for its first down of the game. They give it to Barbie. There's a flag. They fake the Barbie, throw to Ben Turner, and they give him the catch initially, but there's a flag down at the 28. A nice sliding catch by Turner as Marshall declines the penalty.
About this kid, Ben Turner, he played Division II football for West Liberty, caught 66 passes as a Hilltopper, but wanted to come back here to Huntington and play at the big time level. He grew up right here in the area, Huntington native and a Spring Valley High School product, and makes that terrific grab.
First down of the game for the Herd. Turner on first down, hands off. And a big hole for Barbie this time as he gets free down to the 28-yard line. Dragged down there by Christian Ford.
Isn't it amazing, Keith, what one play might do?
Yeah, sometimes you're just looking to the next guy, Mark, to say somebody make a play, and Turner does that, and Barbie does this. Marshall at the 28-yard line. Turner, play action. Over the middle, and he finds his wide receiver, or tight end Toby Payne. His first catch of the season. That was in traffic, but Payne did a nice job coming up with that one.
Well, Toby Payne, preseason All-Sun Belt, unable to get the ball in his hands last week, and he's going to be a big key to the Marshall offense in 2025.
Marshall going with some pace. Now here's Turner, who's going to keep it. Tries to get outside. Nice stop made by Christian Ford. He gets down to about the 12-yard line. You see that Rod Smith, Mark, has kind of picked up the pace offensively, which clearly that was his style at Jacksonville State. Payne in motion. This time, Barbie doesn't have anywhere to go. Kanye Young out there for the Bears on defense. So this will be third down now. About 8 yards to go. Marshall can get a first down at about the 5-yard line. Turner wants to throw. Now he tucks it. Turner's got room. Turner to the end zone. Touchdown.
Well, it all starts with the catch by Ben Turner. Turner got things going for the Thundering Herd.
Wasn't that a TV show a few years ago?
There's too many channels now. I can't keep up.
Yeah, you're right about that. Lorcan Quinn is on to try to tie things up as you see Turner go into the end zone from 14 yards away. Quinn kicks it up and through the uprights as the Herd counters the Missouri State score with its own, and a tremendous drive. That looked like a completely different offense for Marshall that time around, Mark.
Well, you have the sliding catch by Ben Turner, and that got them the first down of the game. Barbie had the nice run. Then you get one of your playmakers, the ball in his hands in Toby Payne. Then a couple of runs by Turner, and he scampers 14 for the final play and the touchdown.
And the Irish kicker evens things up.
You know, you're talking about Rod Smith and the pace, and of course, obviously, you know, worked under Rich Rodriguez, who loved the pace. This is kind of ironic. So Rich Rodriguez coaching at Ohio today, and Rod Smith was the head coach in the Cure Bowl, the interim head coach against the Ohio Bobcats, after Rich Rodriguez left Jacksonville State to become West Virginia's head coach for the second time. But a nice looking piece of play calling there by Rod Smith, the Pendleton County native.
And here's the Herd kickoff. Sending Dash Luke back. Luke tries to get outside, does temporarily. Now tries to cut it back, and there's a lot of green there to make the stop at the 21.
Return brings the ball up to about 22.
On that drive, Marshall had gains of 19, 28, and 13 on consecutive plays. So like you said, Mark, that was bang, bang, bang. And that finally jump-started this offense.
Now Clark and company will go back to work here. And the lead temporarily, and now Marshall has evened it here in the season opener at Jones C. Edwards Stadium.
Clark with 112 yards passing already and that one touchdown. So he'll set it up again here on first down, and he wants to throw. Little out route. Nothing going on there. Shamari Lawrence met immediately by Jabril Alameen, who had a good game at Georgia last week.
Yeah, Alameen closing quickly.
Just a yard on first down there. And they keep it on the ground on second down. That's Lawrence again. Smith came in, made the initial hit. He bounced off, but Marshall responds on defense again.
Cam Smith, just one of those players you just love to watch, because we'd said earlier, he's just everywhere, and just kind of slowed that whole thing up for the Bears. And now they face a third down situation.
3rd and 6. See if Marshall brings some heat. They have done so many times thus far. And here comes some pressure. Over the middle, catch is made. Nice grab by Dash Luke, and that's a first down yardage, it looks like, from here.
Yeah, a flag does come out there at the end of the play, Keith. And it's going to come back.
Ronell Johnson called for offensive pass interference. That's not something you see very often. May have been a pick play, Mark. Didn't see it from up here.
Dash Luke, terrific grab, but now they get Johnson on the pass interference call. Offensive side, he's a Stetson transfer. 59 catches, 6 touchdowns. One of our old friends, Donnie Jones, the head coach there. Lynn Bria, she's a West Virginia native. She coaches the women's basketball program at Stetson.
Long way to go on 3rd down now for Clark. Wants to throw it over the middle. He's got his wide out Jamarie Robinson, who's short of the 1st down marker, out to the 26-yard line. And the Bears are going to have to kick it away.
Well, they don't get the 1st down. Boy, don't you just love the way Clark stands back there and lines him up. Man, it's pretty good football, number 2, number 12. Been some good ones to wear that number.
Yeah, he stood in that pocket last week with that touchdown pass and just took a shot, but hit Tristan Gardner for their only touchdown of the game. Frederic to punt it away. Lacey retreats, grabs it, gets a little hole and a couple of blocks. Floyd Lacey out over midfield.
He tight-roped it there. There's a flag down. Looks like they're pointing Marshall's direction.
Yeah, that one may come back.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the return team. During the return, holding number 32 return team. Holding number 10 of the return team. That penalty will be declined. 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
So that was why Lacey found himself with a little room on the sidelines. A holding call on the herd, but they've evened the score here in Huntington, and they've got the football back. 8:19 to go before halftime. The Sun Belt Conference involved in a nice initiative, Extra Yard for Teachers Week, and the College Football Playoff Foundation partnership, and making a nice donation to local teachers of $7,500. There's some of the outstanding educators who always deserve credit, and that's such a nice effort there and gesture by the Sun Belt and the College Football Playoff Foundation.
Yeah, teachers are just the best. I can remember every teacher I had growing up, and I know, Keith, your wife a teacher.
Yes, yes, they are underappreciated, but we all appreciate them. Turner and Marshall with it again. Joshawn Barbie out over the left side, out to about the 27-yard line.
Well, if you're a Marshall, you get the touchdown, and then you get the stop, and that's always important.
Right, and if you can add on to that with another nice drive like they had, then that have Rod Smith feeling pretty good about things.
Yeah, just get that better field. And now, of course, obviously, Missouri State going to try to clamp down on the herd. They've done a pretty good job doing that thus far here in this evening encounter.
This time, Zion Turner keeps it, and he goes nowhere because Mitchell Toney was not fooled.
Yeah, Mitchell Toney had that big tackle for a loss earlier in the game. Third-year player, and another nice tackle from behind, taking down Turner. Just stays with it.
Had a sack versus USC last week, too, so he was pretty active at the Coliseum. Third down, 8 yards to go. Turner in a passing situation. Has some time, now flips it out, finds his receiver, and he is tackled there. Joshawn Barbie dragged down by number 9, Dylan Dixon.
Yeah, the Houston native.
But we've got flags in the backfield.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Number 9 of the defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Well, this is a killer penalty. As you see, the late hit is actually number 6.
Yeah, they said 9, but 9 made the tackle.
That's Bird Lloyd, and he tried to lay off, but he still hit him, and that's going to get you every time. Tough penalty for Ryan Beard and the Bears. They had them stopped. Ball out to the 42-yard line. Turner looking to the sideline, finds his wideout who had it but then dropped it. Jacoby Baldwin, the intended receiver.
Yeah, Baldwin comes to Marshall from NC State. Had a catch last week. Just needed to corral that one in.
Yeah, Mark, as an ex-receiver, you know you got to help out your quarterback. That was a well-delivered football.
We didn't throw it much when I played, so I knew if I better catch it. I'm not sure what's going to come to me again.
2nd and 10 for the Herd. Man in motion. Quick screen out there. A little bit of room out to the 48-yard line. McGuire Neal on the stop.
There's Brian Robinson making the snag there. Keith, he's been a part of this program for a while.
Yes, he has. Originally at Florida State. So it's 3rd and 4 for the Herd. Got to get to the 48 of Missouri State to keep the drive alive. 6:16 to go before halftime. Turner, a good pocket, throws it in traffic, and it is caught. That's a heck of a catch. That looked like Xavier Short.
That was Xavion Turner Bradshaw.
Oh, that was Bradshaw.
Yeah.
I went from 15 to 18. Had a huge catch in that game against Georgia last week, Mark. The son of Ahmad Bradshaw in traffic brings it down.
Yeah, legacy player there. And boy, a great job by the offensive front to give Turner that time. Watch those guys, and they kept all the white jerseys out.
The previous play is under review.
They're going to look at this now to see if Bradshaw did secure it.
Tell you what, he was in a big traffic area when he hauled it in. And again, his debut last week between the hedges, and you know what a thrill for a young man to play at the school in which your father was a star and then went on to have an outstanding NFL career.
3 catches last week in that game at Athens, 58 yards. Got Tony Gibson's attention with his effort.
It had been at Virginia Tech. He's a member of the Graham G-Men there in Bluefield, Virginia. And of course, they have that great rivalry, one of the greatest rivalries in all of high school football across the country with the Bluefield Beavers each year. And I did not know this. I was reading earlier in August leading up to the game. It's a week-long event. It's almost like homecoming, a festival leading up to that game. Play their beautiful Mitchell Stadium in Bluefield. That is a beautiful
stadium. Yep.
All right, they continue to check it out here, Keith.
They ruled a catch on the field. Let's look at it again. There's Bradshaw getting converged upon. He's got it. It looks like a catch.
Like he's got it tucked away pretty well.
And they use a different terminology now. The call is upheld on the field.
So the Thundering Herd will have a fresh set of downs here as we are slowly but surely winding down here in this first half of action.
5.5 to go, plus 1st and 10 now from the 46-yard line. Toby Payne in motion. There's the give inside, and that's a new running back. Williams Thomas. That's transfer from Cal. Had a good day last week. Gets 7 on first down.
Yeah, Tony was very pleased with his performance last week against the Bulldogs.
Flag down at the 40-yard line. Went a little too quickly there. Not everybody set, so that sets him back 5 yards.
Justin Williams Thomas, he played at both Tennessee and Cal before making his way to Marshall.
So that negates a 7-yard gain. It's 2nd and 8 now for the Herd. They swing it out to Payne, and he's cut down right there. Good tackle by Dylan Dixon, who came up and made the play.
Is focusing in on Toby Payne and just lined up there kind of as a wing on the far side of the field, and just comes across there, and Turner shoots it out to him, but good defense by the Bears. We're keeping an eye on number 81, there's no doubt.
Preseason All Sun Belt selection is Toby Payne. 3rd down now for Zion Turner. Escapes the pocket, trying to get outside, and he gets close to the sticks. It'll be really close. They're going to mark him short. McGuire Neal on the stop.
McGuire Neal had a good game against USC, and I tell you what, though, Turner kind of took that. He planted, and he really put a little bit of extra juice into taking off there and trying to get that first down, but it was just a tad bit shy.
Herd going to go for it, and there's Justin Williams Thomas. Finds a crease. Thomas trying to get to the end zone. Touchdown. .37-yard touchdown run. First of his career at Marshall. And what a play on 4th down. Coach Tony Gibson had been impressed with how Williams Thomas ran last week against Georgia, and he continues to carry it on here against Missouri State. Lorcan Quinn on for the extra point. Kick is up, and it is through. A 10-play drive goes 76 yards. The last 37. Justin Williams Thomas as the Herd takes the lead over Missouri State. 14-7. 3:36 to go before halftime.
Okay, guys, let's do it. 14 Thunderclats.
Jones C. Edwards Stadium buzzing last Saturday as Zach Bryan brought his concert to Jones C. Edwards Stadium. What a scene that was, Mark. One of the first of its kind that most of us can remember ever at a football stadium, and the crowd was electric.
Wow.
What a scene, huh? So the Hurt takes the lead, and now Missouri State with it. On the return, Robinson out to the 20-yard line. As Marshall has kind of seized the momentum in this one with 3:31 to go before halftime.
Well, it was tough sledding for a while, but, you know, again, it's amazing. You know, you get a couple of positive plays, and that would lead to the Zion Turner touchdown, got things even, and your defense, you know, making stops and get the ball back, and another nice drive. 10 plays, 76 yards, and Justin Williams Thomas capping it off from 37 yards away.
Now it's up to the defense. You can't sleep on Jacob Clark in this offense. They can move it quickly. 1st and 10 from the 20. Tight end goes in motion. Screen pass out there. Caught but negligible yardage. Tristan Gardner on the catch.
When we talk about Cam Smith being all over the place for Marshall, and it seems that's kind of the case for Kerryon Martin as well, as he makes the stop here for the Thundering Herd.
Just a yard on 1st down. Marshall's got 3 timeouts to use should they feel the need. Clark wants to throw it. Here comes pressure, and he finds his running back out of the backfield. Nice gain. Out to 1st down yardage. Ramon Green on the catch. Looks like he's a little shy.
And Green has the touchdown for the Bears. A nice little burst there by Green after making that catch out of the backfield.
They run a nice screen game. They did that against USC last week, and it was successful.
Good job by Alameen to chase him down before he got 1st down yardage.
3rd and 1 now as Clark comes under center. He's going to throw it, and he's got his receiver out of the backfield. It's the fullback. Nice play call. Connor Lair on the catch, and they will move the chains.
Yeah, excellent play by Clark. Great offensive call there, and fresh set of downs for the Bears.
Nick Petrino creating the impression that Clark may just sneak it, and then he drops back and hits his fullback. New set of downs for the Bears. Kind of a botched handoff that time, and Clark pays the price right into the teeth of the Marshall defense. And it looks like Tony Gibson will stop the clock here on 2nd down. So Missouri State with the football, 2nd and 10, 2 minutes to go before halftime. We're back to Jones C. Edwards after this. Get all of ESPN college football all in one place with the all-new ESPN app. Unlock with the ESPN Unlimited plan or log in with your TV provider. All of ESPN, all in one place. 2 minutes to go here before halftime. Missouri State with the football, 2nd and 10 at the 45-yard line. Robinson goes in motion. Here comes some heat. Clark's in trouble, and Clark goes down. How about that? The herd coming hard. Two different players converge. Paul Hudson, the third. Also got some help there. Naquan Crowder converging on the quarterback. Big time defensive play there for the herd.
And Naquan Crowder, another guy that played Division II football, was at Cal, PA, 51 tackles for the Vulcans. And you mentioned Paul Hudson III, Norfolk native, who played at Campbell and Austin Peay. You know, earlier there, Keith, on this drive, we had that catch by Connor Lair, and he's a great story, you know, overcoming stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma. He was diagnosed in September 2023, missed the remainder of that season, and had the rigorous treatment schedule over the next 6 months. The 40-strong campaign served as inspiration, and he returned last year, first career touchdown pass. And right now, just would love to have first down yardage.
Yeah, tremendous heroic effort by him to get back out and play college football. 3rd and 12 now from the 43. Clark back to throw again. In some heat. It's intercepted. Into Marshall territory. Marvay Myers down to the 37-yard line. Huge play by the herd secondary.
Yeah, Marvay Myers, an interception last season for Middle Tennessee. And a big defensive play there. Clark again, he's got that powerful arm, had some time, but Marvay Myers, a couple of guys were there. Myers gets the pick for the Thundering Herd, and Marshall now in business here offensively with 1:38 remaining.
And credit the pass rush too, Mark. They didn't get to him, but they made him rush his throw.
Yeah, just enough.
First takeaway of the season for Marshall's defense, and Coach Gibson wanted to make sure he emphasized that after the game at Georgia. Thought they let a couple get away. And as you know, Mark, they have a dog bone over there on takeaways. We'll try to find that one for you. Marshall with 1:38 to go with the football, up 14-7. Zion Turner wants to throw on first down. He's going deep. Lacey's out there, but so is the cornerback. Good coverage out there by Missouri State. McGuire Neal step by step.
Yeah, they just kind of ran into each other there. Yeah, they got the dog bones on Marshall's side. They got the championship belt on Missouri State's side for big-time defensive plays. I think Tony Gibson, though, warned everybody, don't even try to eat those dog bones, right?
That stuff's fun. I think college players love that. 2nd and 10. They give it to Barbie. Barbie cuts it up inside. Short gain. Taken down by Kanye Young. Herd would like to get some kind of score because, as you know, Mark, they deferred in the first half. They'll get the football to start the second. Third and 6 now for the herd. Turner wants to throw it. Throws in traffic. Good coverage by Anderson.
Turner has gone the distance here for Marshall in his first half. Tried to get it into the hands of Brian Robinson.
So the herd is going to elect to bring out the kicker. And that's Lorcan Quinn. This will be a 50-yard field goal in his first ever field goal attempt at Marshall. Kick is up. It's long enough. And it is good. Irish eyes are smiling as Quinn knocks it in from 50. Impressive stuff there by the newcomer.
Jackson White, who was a holder for the Thundering Herd. He is the special teams coordinator, and certainly happy to see that young man. You come in there, you know, these guys, they can do it in practice. And you talk to coaches all the time, oh man, he can hit it from 60. He can hit it from 65. But boy, you get into a situation, the crowd's in the stands, the lights are on, and it's a whole different story. But ice water veins right there.
Especially, pardon me, Mark, from a guy who says there's so many differences between Gaelic football and American football. He goes, you have to be ready all the time over here. You have some breaks in Ireland, but he has come across the pond and certainly made an impact in just 2 games at Marshall.
And kind of a combo of soccer and rugby. Big time kick.
That kickoff soars into the end zone, and Missouri State, with 44 seconds to go, we'll see if they just choose to go talk about things or try to get something going here.
Quinn, one of 76 new players for Marshall in season number 1 for Tony Gibson as the head coach. Of course, obviously a lot of new players across the way as well for Missouri State, and that's kind of the age we're living in with college football.
Well, and for Marshall, the people who measure such things say that Marshall lost more production than any team in America last year through the portal, through graduation. Got a couple of players in the NFL, Mike Green, J.J. Roberts, and we wish him well in his recovery. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Clark wants to throw it. He's got time. Over the middle, though, and it was incomplete.
Hard pass incomplete.
Great job closing on that one by Cam Smith.
You just think how hard it is to make an NFL roster. And in the Ravens, you got 2 players there with Green and Rasheen Ali. Nice to see. I hate to say kids, but these kids living out the dream.
Oh, that's a dream for sure. 2nd down, 10 to go. Marshall just rushes 3. It goes underneath. Caught there. Wow. What a stop.
Lawrence with the reception of the Clark
Samari
pass.
Lawrence with the catch, but he paid a little bit for it.
Well, the Bears want to call timeout here. Another look at it here. Just love how Clark just kind of bounces there and keeps his eyes looking all around. And catch and a run, and then upended is Lawrence.
Lawrence putting his head down. Gets met by the herd.
Played at South Dakota, FIU.
And Clark, I mean, he lit it up last year for the Bears. Mark, 35 points per game, 424 yards per game, 26 touchdown passes, only 6 interceptions, and set a bunch of season records for the Bears.
Missouri State, 207 yards of offense, 160 of those in the passing game.
Bears have 2 timeouts left. They've got 3rd and 1 right now. They're going 5 wide on the herd here. Changing the game clock to 28 seconds. Her defense going to try to keep everybody in front of them here. On 3rd and 1, Clark most assuredly will throw it here. He retreats, has a lot of time. Now he takes off. He'll pick up the first down.
Clark with the keeper takes the ball up to the 41. That's
And get the clock stopped again with another timeout.
Daryl Sweeting on the stop for Marshall. Clock at 15 now.
And forgive me, they did not take the timeout.
Clark flushed out to his right now. Going to get out of bounds with about 4 seconds to go, so he may just heave one to the end zone here.
I think one thing about this first half, impressive-wise for their offense, is the running of Clark. I mean, we knew him as the passer, and they said, hey, he can run when he has to, and he's had to here in this game. He's had some nice pickups.
Keeps his eyes down the field. Had a couple of pauses in his career, one because of COVID, one a medical red shirt, one a regular red shirt. And as we said, kind of debated about coming back to Springfield for one more year, and likes what Ryan Beard is doing, likes the fact they're going up to the FBS level, wants to compete in Conference USA. He'll be a problem in this league this year, Mark.
He has picked up 39 yards on 8 carries.
Got 160 yards passing here tonight.
And Marshall's sent out the outfielders here, Keith. As they wait for the final heave.
4 wide down there, Mark. What's that old saying? Don't let anybody run past you here. Three-man rush. Clark steps up. Now he's got problems, and he's going down. Marshall's three-man rush gets to him, and that'll end the first half. Jamal Weiss celebrating for the Herd.
It was kind of a little sluggish in the beginning. Missouri State had the first lead. Marshall finally got untracked offensively and have reeled off 17 since. And they head into the locker room up 10.
Yeah, the Herd down 7-0, 17 unanswered to kind of take control of the first half. Let's go down to Ben Westfall with Coach Gibson.
Overall thoughts on the first half, up 10. Into the second half, you guys score 17 unanswered. What's the key to keep the momentum going?
Yeah, we got. It's going to be a big first drive for us coming out of the half, and we got to get some points on the board and settle in and just grind this thing out.
Coach, thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Ben. Coach Tony Gibson will go talk to his team in the halftime locker room. Up 17-7. The Herd closes the second quarter strong against Missouri State. We're back with more from halftime from Huntington after this. And we're at halftime here in Huntington, West Virginia. Sun's starting to come out, and Marshall with a 17-7 lead here at halftime. Joined to this right now by Marshall's new athletics director. Been very popular guy, Gerald Harrison, joins us. And Gerald, first of all, your impressions of Marshall game day here. You were at the game last week, but you said you went around to some tailgates, you looked at the party deck, and you had to coach a little football there in the second quarter, didn't you?
I'm probably still a little bit too excited. You know, the coaching life is in me a little bit, but no, it's been a great game day. The tailgating, I didn't know it was a battle of the burn-ins today. I mean, I felt like everybody was offering me burn-ins and a beverage, but it was fine. It was awesome to have so many people out. You know, it was a little bit dreary earlier, but it didn't stop the herd faithful, and that was awesome to see. And that's part of the allure that brought me here, is that the passion, the natural passion that people have for Marshall athletics and just Huntington in general. And today it was on display.
Well, you said, you know, you learned a lot, and you said one thing you learned, you'll never eat before the game again, right?
I did. I took Lisa and I went to brunch before I came to the stadium. That was a mistake. I mean, nothing wrong with the restaurant we went to, but there was some really good stuff going on out in these parking lots.
Now that you've established yourself here, Gerald, what are some of the long-range goals that you have, or even short-term goals that you want to do and want to implement here?
Yeah, so I think the first thing we want to do is we really want to lock in on our student-athlete experience. I think that's I don't call it low-hanging fruit, but I think that's an opportunity for us. We do a lot of things well. Our external team is great. We have a fan base that want to be excited about it, so you don't have to worry about that too much, and we're in the middle of the season or just starting the season, so we can't change much around game day right now. But what we can work on is how our student-athletes feel about their time here at Marshall University. So we can, and they really care. Student athletes are savvy consumers. They want to know where they're going to eat, where they're going to train, and I think we could do that when we work on our mental health stuff, our behavioral health, physical health with strength and conditioning and athletic training. Those are areas that we can grow in academic support, and we have a great facility in the Buck, and now we're going to bring the Buck into the 2025 era and the new era of college athletics. And I think that's something we can get done with the goal of trying to get it done before the spring semester starts.
Your first game here at Jones C. Edwards Stadium, and it's the first game for a new addition here to this wonderful venue.
Yes, the Dutch Miller deck, I'm talking too fast, is awesome. I just said earlier when we were off air, it's the only place in the country where you can get 3 different perspectives of a game. You can see it from above in the deck area with great food and stuff behind it, but you can sit down low field, right on the field level, and feel the thunder. And if you're really dangerous, you want to get close, you can stand outside. You can stand on the sideline outside the 20s and actually watch and see how these guys perform and hear the coaches and everything else. There's not anywhere else you're going to find that in college football, and that's here at the Jones.
Well, Gerald, thank you for taking the time to join us. We appreciate you coming up in the booth.
No,
and good luck on your job there as Marshall's athletics director. 23rd athletics director at Marshall, Gerald Harrison. And we're at halftime here in Huntington, West Virginia. Marshall leads it over Missouri State 17-7. Back after this. Welcome back to Huntington, West Virginia. Mark, Missouri State started early, but the defenses set the early tone, and the Bears score first, but Marshall kind of owned the second quarter after this.
Yeah, again, their quarterback outstanding and stands tall and fires there. Turner getting the call for Marshall and taken down there. Good defense by Missouri State. And then the big play here, first score of the game, 57 yards, Clark into the hands of Ramon Green. He just took it all the way to the house.
Looked like Boogie Trotter was going to shove him out of bounds, but he stayed the course, tiptoed down the sideline, and the crowd was stunned. And by this time, Marshall hadn't had a first down. Then they put these explosives together.
Yeah, you know, they got a nice catch by Turner, and then here, got the big rip there by Joshawn Barbie. And again, that just kind of got things going, and then into the end zone goes Zion Turner.
So that ties the game up at 7 apiece. And Marshall adds another touchdown from the 37-yard line.
Yeah, excellent run here by Justin Williams-Thomas. They got a field goal of 50 yards. They lead it big here at the break.
Westfall with Ryan Beard, Missouri State head coach.
Guys, I'm here with Coach Beard, the Missouri coach. Early start, scored a touchdown, going into half.
Second quarter got a little loose. Thought we started strong. Defense got a few 3 and outs there at the end of the second quarter. You can't have dumb penalties that keep. We got to continue to move the ball efficiently on offense. On third.
You're out getting Marshall right now, so the offense has shown production, just have been able to cap off and score. Just what do you need to see change in the second half?
Yeah. And get into advantage checks and go from there.
Coach, thank you very much. Best of luck. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Ben. That is sort of the story of the half. Good start from Missouri State, and got to capitalize on those opportunities. and the Thundering Herd capitalizing in that second quarter. So we're at halftime, ready to start the second half from Joan C. Edwards Stadium. Herd leads it 17-7. Back for the second half here at Joan C. Edwards Stadium. Keith Morehouse, Mark Martin, Ben Westfall with you. Herd up 17-7, and they deferred after winning the toss in the pregame, and so they'll take the football here, try to improve on this 17-7 lead. Marshall on a 17-0 run in this one. Stuart McDonald, the kickoff man for Missouri State. And we are underway. Xavion Turner Bradshaw with it. Up the middle, slips one tackle, but not any more than that. 23-yard line. Marshall will set up offense. The fullback, Connor Lair, on the stop. Mark, I was impressed with, Rod Smith didn't kind of pull the trigger quickly on Zion Turner, who had struggled. Marshall's offense had struggled in the early going. And they've got three quarterbacks, but they decided to ride with him, and it was beneficial there.
Well, you go with a guy that's got a lot of experience behind center in his college career, and we'll just see what he can do, and plays the entire first half and has Marshall in this lead.
Statistical battle is kind of being won by Missouri State, but the Herd leading on the scoreboard. First down, the give is inside. That's Joshawn Barbie. Good yardage over the right side out to the 27-yard line.
And Barbie started right and then just cut it right back up the middle, where Sterling Smithson got him down.
Second and 5 for the Herd.
Toby Payne goes in motion. This time Turner keeps, delivers over the middle. Ben Turner, the intended receiver. Pretty sure-handed. I'm not sure that was right where he wanted it to be, but a catchable ball it looked like.
Again, you go back to the Turner and Turner connection, and it was a nice catch by Turner. It kind of really ignited the offense there in that second quarter.
Definitely jump-started the Herd on offense. Third down, 5 yards to go now. Turner looks to the sideline. Six on the play clock. He wants to throw it here on third down. Going deep. Just out of the outstretched arms of Ben Turner. So a 3 and out for Missouri State, just what the doctor ordered for the Bears on defense.
You had to be impressed with the fact that Ben Turner, coming from D2 West Liberty, has really become a fixture in this offense, earned the playing time, special teams, wide receiver, and again, he had a great career at West Liberty going, but wanted to play here at Marshall in his own backyard.
So Nathan Totten on to kick it away. Dash Luke. Going to watch it take a bounce. Takes a little Herd bounce to about the 19-yard line where the Bears offense will take over.
Totten with that big leg.
Down at the 20, it'll be first and 10 for Missouri State.
So out trots Jacob Clark, 13 of 20, 160 yards, a touchdown, and 1 interception in that first half. There's a look at the stats. Anything jump out at you, Mark?
Well, I mean, you know, obviously the passing attack for Missouri State. You know, we got this outstanding quarterback who's going to be 25 years old here in just a few months. A little edge in the time of possession.
Clark takes a snap. He's going to roll out. Got pressure, but delivers it, and he throws a strike. Pretty ball out there, caught by Hayden Hagler, who, of course, was a former Marshall player here.
Yeah, they have 3 former players here. He took a hit here from Cannon Lewis, but, you know, he just hangs in there. And, again, never easy, although he's a great quarterback to roll the opposite way, but he does. And, again, Hagler, former Thundering Herd performer, and makes that first down grab.
Played in the 20 and 21 seasons here in Huntington. First down for Clark. Got pressure. Going over the top. He's got a man out there, and he's got the ball. Jamarie Robinson with the catch.
And Robinson slipping behind the defense.
But there's a flag down, Mark.
And they're going to come back. Tough break there for the Bears.
Beautiful delivery there by Clark to Robinson.
Penalty pushes the ball back at the 20-yard line. First and 25 for the Bears.
So that negates a huge play for Missouri State, and they haven't had a lot of penalties, but the ones they've had have been big.
Well, you fight on the road and staring at a 10-point deficit, and you can't let plays such as that be erased.
First and 25 now for Clark. Backed up all the way to the 20-yard line. Run play going nowhere. Carryon Martin is there on the stop.
Yeah, Martin had 6 tackles in the first half, and again making his return. You know, we talked about Hagler made that catch, And, you know, he looks around this environment, and wow, things have changed some. Carry-on Martin, who played for Marshall, left, came back playing for the Herd. He's seeing some different things, but you get out there in the mix, and it's just football, Keith.
Yeah, it is. And sometimes the turf isn't greener somewhere else, Mark. And, you know, so you come back home and play in front of your folks and your family and people that know your game. Second down now, 26 yards to go. Tight end in motion. Here comes pressure. There's a nice delivery, but it's incomplete. Intended out there for Ramon Green Jr.
You get an idea there of the savvy of this quarterback. I mean, the heat is coming, and he lets it loose, and boy, almost comes up with a big-time play, both from a quarterback standpoint and a wide receiver standpoint. But now they face third down.
Marshall defensive coordinator Shannon Morrison said in that 3-3-5 defense, you have the ability to bring heat from a lot of different places, and that's what they're doing tonight. If they haven't gotten to Clark, they're sometimes making his life miserable. Third down, a long way to go. They keep it on the ground to Lawrence, and he gets about 4 yards. But Marshall's defense will turn it back over to the offense.
You know, Gilmore was there, and Braden Ward from the right end position. Young man out of Riverside High School near Charleston, grew up in Montgomery, and he's a specimen. He shattered a backboard when he was in high school playing basketball. His father Ron was an NCAA All-American in basketball, and he makes a nice play there.
Anthony Frederick back on to punt for Missouri State. Marshall should get pretty good field position here. Short kick. Lacey fields it at the 40. Gets a block, kicks it outside. Lacey has room down the sideline. Gets some blocking down to the 17-yard line. No flags.
I think Floyd Lacey going to be a weapon for the Thundering Herd this season. Ever dangerous. Big time return there for the former Jacksonville State player.
There he is in action, giving Marshall tremendous field position. So the Herd setting up at the 19-yard line. Big opportunity for Marshall here, Mark.
No question about it. Start out at the 19-yard line. Lacey with that wonderful return. And again, when you start, you know, trying to assemble a team with a coaching change and the way we are now with the transfer portal, Rod Smith was a hire for Tony Gibson. Some former Jacksonville State players joining him here in Huntington. Lacey, one of those.
That's a 41-yard return by Lacey. 1st and 10. Turner with the give, a little trickeration here. Lacey to the outside. Cut down there. Nice stop by Anderson on the outside. Gain of about 4 for the Herd.
And just as we were speaking of the young man, a little reverse action there for the Herd. 3 on the place there, Keith.
Yeah, Thomas Anderson, 6'1", 190-pound senior on the stop. Turner surveying the defense here. Gives it up inside. Missouri State's defense all over that one. Tim Brantley Jr. on the stop. So that's no gain.
A great job by the Bears. Really fooled on the reverse, and then they really clog it up there. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 here for the Thundering Herd.
Defensive coordinator LD Scott hoping for a stop here. Would be huge if they can hold him to a field goal attempt. Lacey in motion. And now we've got a timeout. Tony Gibson, Rod Smith want to talk about things.
Yeah, it just seemed like there might have been a little bit of confusion with all the.
Marshall, that is their first of the half. It'll be a media timeout.
Just trying to get things all set up there, Keith. So they're going to take a timeout and discuss matters.
Yeah, it's a big 3rd down for the Thundering Herd. 9:55 to go. Marshall leads it by 10 here in Huntington. 26,300, the announced attendance here for Marshall's home opener against Missouri State.
Tony Gibson said, I'd love to have 25. So did a little bit better than that, and that is great in this home opener for the Herd in 2025 and ushering in the Tony Gibson era.
Such a football guy. No nonsense. Great sense of humor. Pretty good golfer, too. Third down. Zion Turner and the Herd. Looking to keep the drive alive. Turner flushed. Gets past one tackler, knocked down at the 15, and he was drilled. Tim Brantley Jr. again.
But the keeper gets a yard.
And Tim Brantley Jr. out of Allen, Texas.
Tim Brantley made the stop. Fourth down.
There's Turner, just nowhere to go, and paid the price.
For a field goal attempt. It'll be 33 yards.
So Quinn back on for another field goal attempt, 33-yard attempt. Nathan Totten, the holder. Gavin Megorian is the snapper. Sets it down. Kick is up, and it is through. I think the Herd have found themselves a kicker, Mark Martin.
Well, he had a 50-yarder there in the first half, so that 33-yarder, a chip shot, and he bangs it through and extends the Thundering Herd lead. And I think on the other side, though, if you are Coach Beard, you're happy that you kept the Thundering Herd out of the end zone. But a four-play, 4-yard drive there, you know, that outstanding return by Floyd Lacey really, you know, catapulted the Thundering Herd to another score.
Yeah, you'd much rather take 3 than 7 if you're Missouri State. Because you can't sleep on that offense as you look at Quinn getting ready to set it in motion.
Morgan Quinn kicking off for the Herd.
Because he's got a thunder foot. He can kick it. That one will be returnable. And a nice little breakout return. Jamarian Robinson on the.
Robinson with the return.
Jamarian gets out to the 26-yard line, where Clark comes back out with that offense.
There you go to your money man, your outstanding quarterback. Put the ball in his hands and see if he can get you back in this. Again, you enjoyed the first lead of this game, but Marshall has since scored 20 in a row.
Setting up shop at the 26-yard line, first down. Hagler goes in motion. He's going to fake the give, throw it over the middle, and it is caught. Nice grab out there by Makai Cope. Boogie Trotter in coverage. Big pickup on first down.
Cope was in familiar territory a week ago. He had played 3 games against USC, including 2 Rose Bowls.
Keep it on the ground here on first down. Shamari Lawrence gets 2 or 3.
Shamari Lawrence with the carry.
Stopped by Naquan Crowder, who's been busy this evening.
Naquan Crowder made the stop. Gain of 3 up to the 48 of the Bears. 2nd and 7.
Second down, 7 to go for Jacob Clark and this Missouri State offense. Wants to throw it again. Got a pocket this time. He's going deep, and there's a man out there wide open. It is caught. Robinson in for the touchdown. How about that?
Well, outstanding protection, and you give this phenomenal quarterback just the time he needs, and he stands tall and rifles the pass right into the arms of Robinson for the touchdown.
And that's why you can't sleep on this offense. Clark can hit the home run ball with a variety of targets, and Jamarian Robinson, 3 catches a week ago. That one 52 yards. Obeid on for the extra point. Kick is up and good. He doesn't miss those. So all of a sudden, it's a 6-point ball game. And Missouri State kind of steals back the momentum.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And what we said there a moment ago, put the ball in the hands of Clark and let him do his thing, and he does on that drive.
Jamarian Robinson, the receiver, into the end zone. 6-point lead for the Thundering Herd here in Huntington.
Fans, it's time for the 97.9, the River Dance Camp. The best movie from the 80s, 90s, and today. The 97.9, the River, the best station.
Back to Jones C. Edwards Stadium. Some scores around the Sun Belt. Lindenwood and Appalachian State. Wow, Mountaineers. 2013. Clemson leading Troy by 11. Texas State in a shootout with UTSA. Jackson State, Southern Miss rebounds. Arkansas State and Arkansas all over the Red Wolves, and Old Dominion up 23-3 on North Carolina Central. Got ourselves a game here now with the 52-yard home run ball by Missouri State. Herd now with a chance on offense as the kick sails into the end zone.
Well, you go back to work here now after the big strike by the Bears, and they have dominated from an offensive standpoint. Keith, as we have some more scores coming your way.
South Alabama and Tulane down in Mobile, 7 points in that one. Memphis and Georgia State. USC up 14-6 on Georgia Southern. You see Charleston and Coastal scoreless. UL Monroe and Alabama tied by 14, and McNeese tied up at 7. Herd trying to run the ball on first down, nothing doing, as the defense from Missouri State starting to respond. Tackled by Devon Townley. No gain for Joshawn Barbie.
Marshall with 122 yards on the ground. Total offense 313 to 161 in favor of the Bears. And 242 through the air to 39 for Marshall.
Yeah, the Herd trying to rekindle that second quarter offense when they got things untracked. Turner with an out pattern. Finds his wide out. Ball complete to Jacoby Baldwin. Thomas Anderson on coverage. gain of about 4 yards, so it sets up 3rd and 6.
And just keeping it tight there is this Missouri State defense.
See if the Herd can convert here on 3rd down. Turner looking for something. Slips ahead, and he may have gotten it.
I think he did. Wow, what a play.
Boy, that's a tough run by Zion Turner.
Yeah, he could see that things were going to collapse in a hurry, and better just take off with it. And nice move right there, and that's what bought him that 1st down.
Yeah, got pinballed ahead there, too. Now on 1st down, whistles blow.
The previous play is under video review to see if the runner made the line to gain.
So they're going to look at that one to see if the Herd did indeed get the 1st down. Looked like he did from up here, but we'll let them check and verify.
You talk about first here. We did so at the top of the show, Keith, and you know, one of the first was Gerald Harrison with his first game here at Marshall University, and you know, to look at it there, and it was a nifty little run in traffic. Talk about first and number 1 making the run there, but great talking with him at halftime, and how exciting, you know, to be a young athletic director coming to an area that definitely loves this university and loves athletics.
Yeah, he comes from Austin Peay in Clarksville, Tennessee. Did a good job with the Governors over there. Won a bunch of championships while he was athletics director. Here's another look. Townley hits Turner, and he's kind of propelled forward. Looks like he got over the 35, which looks like the spot is at the was right where he came down, and they're still scanning it.
It's interesting that Gerald was in. Here we go with the call.
At video review, the runner did not make the line to gain. The ball will be placed at the 34.5-yard line. Fourth down.
So you hear the call. He did not make the line to gain. So it's 4th and a couple of inches, 6 inches or so. What's Tony Gibson going to do? I imagine he's going to kick it away.
Yeah, see,
at this point of the ball game.
Gavin McGorian is out there, the long snapper. But it was interesting, you know, he watches Marshall play Georgia, and had he still been at Austin Peay, that's who's playing Georgia today.
That's right.
Between the hedges.
And the Governors had a big upset the first week of the season against Middle Tennessee.
Sure did.
So that's a big call here for Missouri State.
And they're going to fake it.
And he didn't get it. He did not get it. Gutsy call, but look who's in the way. Number 50 has been all over the field for Missouri State. Mitchell Toney celebrates with his teammates.
A direct snap, Keith, to Toby Payne. And they were ready for it.
You have to like the call, but you know, then all the second guessers say, well, you got to get it though. If you're gonna go for it, you have to get it. But gutsy call here. Payne runs right into his blocker there. And there was nowhere to go.
And just a white wall waiting on Payne. So now a big opportunity here for the Bears.
Yeah, Jacob Clark in the offense back on the field on Marshall's side of the field. Starting out from the 34-yard line. He'd love nothing better than to march this one down and retake the lead for the Bears. First down, the handoff to Green. Picks up about 2 yards on first down. Rivera Harvey was there, as was Jamal Weish.
Well, they run behind a nice offensive line. Everybody but one, well over 300, right at 3.
Yeah, that's a veteran offensive line for Missouri State. Cash Hudson, the center, is sort of the leader of that group.
He was all conference on the CUSA watch list.
2nd and 7 for the Bears. Here's a little swing pass. They're going to try a double pass. Back to Clark, and he's out there. Jacob Clark turning toward the end zone. Down to the 5, inside the 5 to the 3. Talk about trick plays. Jamal Weiss was there, but Clark, the big man.
Man, what a nice play here. I mean, you know, you've got to make the catch. You've got to corral it, and then you don't have much time, and then you got to fire back, and, you know, just the arm strength to get it almost clear across the field. And then, well, we've seen Clark running the football today, and he's not a bad receiver either.
Yeah, nice ball by Reggie Branch, too, there. Didn't panic and delivered it right where it needed to be. So it's 1st and goal now from the 3-yard line. Robinson in motion. They go inside. And it looked like down to the 1-yard line before the stop is made. Jadarius Green McKnight was in the mix there.
You go back to that double pass, and again, you've got to just have so much concentration. So often you see that where they throw to that back, and then they set up, and, you know, on the near side is where they're going to throw the ball, but they threw it across the way.
Little throwback screen to the quarterback. Creative play by Nick Pedrino. 2nd and goal from the 1 now. Clark gives to the 2nd man through. He fumbles. Ball's on the ground. Missouri State on it, alertly covered up there by number 51 on offense, and that was a heck of a play by the offensive lineman, Abube Dike Nabugu.
We were going to have to say it at least once today.
I know. You can try it next time.
He did a great job.
Heck of a player there from Baltimore. 6'3", 305, and he jumped on the ball. I think Jabril Rivera Harvey made the hit, and then the ball was just lying there for a second.
Yeah, I mean, it was there for a while.
So, with Missouri State knocking on the door, 3:45 to go in the 3rd, Marshall with a 6-point lead. It's a brand new look in Conference USA as Missouri State and Delaware join the league. It's not the same league that Marshall joined back in the day, was it, Mark?
Yeah, it looks a little different, but competitive nonetheless. And Missouri State, a great addition, and they are trying to tie this game up.
3rd and goal from the 5. Clark sends his man in motion. He's going to roll right. He's got some people on him, but he delivers to Jamarie Robinson. Touchdown, but flag down in the end zone.
Flag on the play.
Cam Smith for Marshall seems to think it's going against the Bears. Number 0 on defense after number 0 on offense scored, but looks like it's coming back.
Well, that's the second offensive pass
is.
interference call
Wow.
on Missouri State. Makai Cope is called for that. That's got to drive Nick Petrino crazy. You see him there. Ryan Beard. I mean, these are just killer penalties.
We'll look at the TD that has since been wiped out. They're just so impressive with Clark and how he can deliver that football from all angles. Ryan Beard said he's the pulse of this team.
Now it's 3rd and goal from the 20-yard line for Clark and the Missouri State offense.
6th penalty for the Bears, 55 yards.
Crowd getting into it. Jamarie Robinson in motion. Clark wants to throw. He's got a lot of time. Now he's going to be flushed. Going to try to zip it in there, and he is knocked out of bounds. And Marshall's defense with a big-time stand.
Well, he ran out of real estate, and there were just too many green shirts around to make anything happen. But boy, what a gutsy effort, and what a tremendous job by that Thundering Herd defense, swarming on the talented Jacob Clark.
Tyus Martin, Jamal Weiss providing the pressure. Weiss's dad played at Marshall. Heck of a player on the defensive line. So now, Yusef Obeid in for a 40-yard field goal attempt. Kick is up. And it is no good. Unusual for the normally reliable kicker who was a freshman All-American last year.
Only his 2nd miss of his career.
Wow, and just as we said, Missouri State got a good stop on Marshall's end of the field. The Herd defense turned back a 2nd and goal from the 1, and Marshall will take over the football.
Yeah, you had the penalty. You got the touchdown. It got wiped out. Then you have to settle for the field goal try, and when all is said and done, you come away with no points, and Marshall takes over here with 2:52 to go in the 3rd as folks enjoy the first Saturday of football in September.
There you see Weiss celebrating with his defensive line mates. Marshall back on offense here, setting up shop at the 23-yard line. And there's the handoff to Justin Williams-Thomas. Picks up good yardage over the left side for about 4.
He just does a nice job there keeping his balance and getting a couple of additional yards there.
Looks like the Herd may go a little more turbo like they did there in that 2nd quarter, which proved to be opportunistic for him on offense. Gain of 5 on 1st down. Turner flushed, throws it to the sideline, finds Toby Payne. Short of the sticks. Looks like a couple of yards to go on 3rd down.
If you are the Thundering Herd coaching staff, you are certainly happy to see number 81 being active here today offensively, getting him into the act. Great player.
Yeah, he's a weapon. 6 touchdown catches a year ago. 3rd and a yard now for the Herd. Williams-Thomas in the backfield along with Turner. And he gets the carry, 1st down, and then some out to the 35-yard line. Drive continues. Kanye Young on the stop.
Go back to Toby Payne for a moment. Keith got to play alongside his brother Ethan. He said that, you know, kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And Ethan just pounded away here. Nothing flashy, but had an outstanding career.
Oh, yeah, what a great tandem of guys just from up the road in Poco, West Virginia. Made their mark here in Huntington, that's for sure. 1st and 10 for the Herd at the 35. Turner gives it to Williams again, with Thomas Williams again, and Williams-Thomas again. I'll get that right. Only a yard this time.
Yeah, he runs into a brick wall there, and Ryan Williams leading the way. He's played at Colorado, Western Kentucky, and Houston, Texas. Nice stop there for the defensive lineman for the Bears.
They give Williams-Thomas 2 yards, so it's 2nd and 8 here as the third quarter winding to a close. This time, Turner keeps. Wow, nice coverage out there by number 17.
Turner's pass incomplete.
Or it looked like Jordan Dunbar maybe was on coverage. Lacey was the intended receiver, but broken up there.
3rd down 8.
3rd and 8 now for the Herd. Big 3rd down. Really nice job of closing by 12, Dunbar. Herd's got to get to the 45 to keep the drive alive. Here comes heat. Turner gets rid of it. Catch is made, but coverage by Thomas Anderson.
We may have a late hit here. I mean, coming in like a missile was Kanye Young on Zion Turner. Scratch that. There was a flag out.
So Missouri State's defense holds.
You talk about the toughness of quarterbacks.
Oh,
I mean,
you got to stand in there and take a shot.
I mean, he had a 10-yard sprint coming in there. That being Kanye Young, youngster out of California.
And so the end of the third quarter is upon us here in Huntington, West Virginia. Marshall and Missouri State trading punches defensively here. And as we head to the fourth, the Herd will punt it away to the Bears. We got 15 more minutes of good football here in Huntington, West Virginia. Stick with us. We're back after this. for the fourth quarter here in Huntington, West Virginia. Sun Belt action on the day. Lots of teams in this very tightly knit league going at it. And the Herd looking for its first win of the season against a stout Missouri State test here this evening.
Marshall, the defending champs of this outstanding conference, the Sun Belt.
Totten on to punt again, averaging 48 yards a boot here, and fair catch.
Yeah, Totten, definitely a weapon. Left-footed kicker. Grew up in Eastern Kentucky, not far from the Marshall campus. And Missouri State with the football. And well, there's no doubt when they went over to the sideline after the last series, felt like they let one get away from them here. So now they're going to try to redeem themselves here. And of course, they're always ever dangerous with Clark back at the controls.
Going under center here on first down from the 16-yard line. This is Green with it. Got a nice hole over the left side. Upended there by Boogie Trotter.
Bo Green with the carry.
Good pickup on first down, though, for the Bears.
Boogie Trotter had 3 interceptions, 151 yards at Tennessee State, Nashville native. Big tackle there by Trotter. Put down low and takes down Ramon Green Jr.
Second one, the Herd brings the house, and the pass intended out there for Cope, but knocked away by Boogie Trotter. Sets up 3rd and 1.
It is 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, Marshall trying to make it a quick 3 here. Meanwhile, the Bears keep this drive alive here as this fourth quarter gets underway, opening minute.
2 tight ends. On 3rd down, this time Clark keeps it. He's going to run for it. The big 6'5" frame takes it over the line for the first down.
And another nice defensive play by Kerryon Martin, who gets up a little slow, but excellent job by the QB for Missouri State. He's a calming presence. You know, you have, he said they had the Petrino brain.
Yeah.
He has the Petrino brain guiding this offense.
From Rockwall, Texas, played high school ball with Jackson Smith and Jigba. Great wide receiver at Ohio State, now in the NFL. Clark wants to throw on first down, stands tall, lofts it over to his receiver. It is caught. Dash Luke, first down yardage. Knocked out of bounds by Cam Smith. You can't give him that much time, Mark. He'll pick you apart.
Well, I was going to say, you cannot say enough about this Missouri State offensive line. You know, he has the time. He's going to find somebody to get it to, and he does there.
He can just set his feet and throw, and he does it, and he is on target. Wants to throw on first, going for the sideline. Little back shoulder action. Did Robinson catch it? No, he had it for a moment, but couldn't bring it in.
And trying to tightrope it there and keep those feet in was Robinson. He's up 2nd down. Clark getting everyone straight here, Keith.
5 on the play clock, too. He's going to have to hustle. Robinson in motion. Clark wants to throw it, getting pressure, and he's taken down. There's the ball loose. They recovered. No, it looks like, well, he ended up with it. Missouri State had it, let it go. Braden Ward was coming, too, for Marshall.
Well, again,
Cash Hudson, I think, Mark, was the center who ended up with it. Yeah, great play by Braden Ward to strip it there.
And Christian Loaiza He tried to land on it. Got away from him.
The injured player for the Bears is Christian Loiza.
And he's injured on the play, Loiza.
So we'll take a timeout with the injury on the field to Loiza. 20-14, Herd by 6. Missouri State with the football when we come back. Jones C. Edwards Stadium, where Missouri State faces a 3rd and 22. Heck of a play by Braden Ward. You talked about him earlier, Mark, from Riverside High School up the road outside of Charleston, and he stripped Clark and caused that huge loss of yardage. Now Marshall set up in pretty good position here on 3rd and 22.
You know, Ward is 6'6", 258, redshirt sophomore. He can run. He had a beautiful interception a year ago against Southern Miss. Let's see what Clark can dial up here on 3rd and 22.
Well, he's going 5 wide, that's for sure. Herd going to try to get pressure with 3 men. For a moment they do. Now they flush Clark. Martin in pursuit, and he knocks him out of bounds just over midfield.
Clark with the carry. Top short of the first down. Stop by carry on Martin. It is 4th down for the Bears.
Carry-on Martin has played a phenomenal game here today from a defensive standpoint.
Pretty good to flush him out with just a 3-man rush, and then you mentioned Martin coming over to finish it off.
Frederick has averaged close to 40 today on 4 punts.
Lacey back, stands at his 12-yard line, just watches it sail out of bounds. So Marshall with the football again. See if Rod Smith and the offensive staff can dial up something offensively for the Herd. Trying to get this away from a 1-score game, Mark.
Yeah, you know, maybe an extended drive and chew up a lot of that clock, because obviously over there on the far side, you got that dangerous quarterback in Clark, and if you could extend this to a 2-score advantage, kind of limits the opportunities for the Bears. Turner still at QB for the Thundering Herd. He's done some nice things today, Keith.
I think he has, and they have ridden him the whole way and put a lot on his shoulders, and they're sticking with him here in the 4th. From the 19-yard line. Turner keeps it himself, and he gets a block from Payne out there, and there's a lot of room. Payne still going, and Zion Turner deep into Missouri State territory.
I think he heard us talking about him. He didn't want to disappoint.
Flag on the play.
There's a flag down.
Yeah.
Holding, offense number 4. 10 yards penalty.
Well, that's a killer, as we talk about killer penalties tonight for both teams.
I believe they whistled Floyd for the hold.
Ball plays to 35. First down for the Herd.
Is a first down, but not the chunk of yardage that they thought they had.
But, you know, Tony Gibson will take it, let the clock tick, and see, like you said, if they can keep this ball away from Missouri State and put something together on a drive to get some points. From the 35. There's an inside run, good run here, and the push continues to the 48-yard line. Kanye Young on the stop, but how about the run by Joshawn Barbie?
Now, while we were in break, up on the video board, video display of what these players do with the strength and conditioning staff, and it's impressive. And that was one of those strength and conditioning type plays right there. Just kept grinding those legs.
Offensive linemen love that kind of play. There's another good run on first down. Barbie again. They're starting to ride him a little bit. Young on the tackle.
Gain of 6. Kanye Young with the stop. 2nd and 4.
Mentioned Kanye Young's name a lot. He's been impressive defensively for Missouri State.
Picks up 6 yards on first down. Rod Smith content to run some clock here before they snap it with under 10 to go. Turner fakes it and gets a nice block out there. Turner runs out of bounds.
Zion Turner with the keeper. Takes the ball.
Close to first down yardage.
Around the 40-yard line.
You just never know how things are going to end up
Ball is marked.
in your career. And, you know, Turner, 13 games at UConn. He's playing in a bowl game against the Thundering Herd. And now here he is, his first start for Marshall 3 seasons later inside Jones Edwards Stadium.
Yeah, how about that?
Trying to will them to a victory here in a tight game, and a good one.
That's a first down. Turner wants to throw it now. Over the middle, he's got his man. He finds him, and the catch is made by Toby Payne down to the 17-yard line.
You know, Toby Payne, Keith, he's just such a mismatch for defenses. He's got that nice lean frame. He's got good speed, good moves. Great throw. Toby Payne signals first down.
Herd going in a hurry. They give to Barbie again. Joshawn Barbie down to the 12-yard line.
Payne's guy is coming back from an injury, a knee injury, and had a nice rebound last season. He said this week, you know, it was tough to, you know, be injured. It always is, and you just have that doubt, you know, can I come back? And of course, on the flip side, he was a young man that in his very first collegiate game here in this stadium scored a touchdown. Yeah. As did his brother.
Yeah, he's quite the story. Always entertaining to talk to. 2nd down and 5. Marshall keeping it on the ground. Close to first down yardage.
Joshawn Barbie takes
Barbie
the ball
again.
around the 8.
As the Marshall offensive line continues to kind of plow down the field. McDuffie, Adams, Meeks, Slappy, and Montgomery. 3rd down, a yard to go. And they're going to the air. And that one's broken up. As the Herd looking to the end zone to Brian Robinson.
Pass was intended for Brian Robinson.
So the Herd gambles on 3rd and 1. Instead of staying on the ground, they try to get the kill shot. but the ball just a little underthrown. If they're trying for the back shoulder, Robinson didn't really have a chance. So Lorcan Quinn is on again for another field goal attempt. 25 yards is the distance. And Quinn hits the upright, and it is no good. Wow.
This is no good.
Well, Marshall trying to build a 9-point cushion there, but instead it stays at 6, and Missouri State will have the football.
That's what happens with kickers, Mark. You got a guy that made a 50-yarder, and this one just half of that, but hits the right upright and goes awry. Wow.
Marshall fans, be sure to check out your play of the game tonight. Brought to you by IBEW Local 317. You can find that on social media.
So Missouri State with another chance, down 6, 7:37 to go. This one's going down to the wire. So Marshall with an impressive drive deep in the Missouri State territory, but on 3rd and 1 decide to go to the air, and then a missed field goal, giving Missouri State some life here with 7:37 to go. And you never give up with this guy, quarterback. Clark wants to throw on 1st down. Here comes pressure, and he is snowed under. And who is it? Kerryon Martin.
Well, his return to Jones C. Edwards Stadium has been impressive.
Incredible.
Yeah, double figures, Keith, in tackles.
5 solos, that sack, 2 tackles for loss. I mean, he has been everywhere. A loss of 5 yards on 1st down. Kerryon Martin has come to play tonight. Clark wants to throw it again. Here comes more pressure, and he gets rid of it in time, and it's caught by Micaiah Cope. Coverage by Boogie Trotter.
3rd down play. Take another look at it there. Makes the catch, but Trotter did a nice job to not give him much on the play.
Hung on, so now it's 3rd and About 6 to go here. Huge third down for both these teams. Will the Herd bring pressure? Martin at the line of scrimmage. And here they come. He gets rid of it, and a nice completion. First down yardage. Catch is made by Tristan Gardner.
And Gardner hauls it in. Trotter knocked him back, but that will be a first down play, and the drive continues on here for the Bears.
Almost got to him, but again, he's cool under pressure.
He's been doing this a while.
Yeah. Ball on the 31-yard line. Tight end in motion. They want to run it this time. And who's there but Kerryon Martin again? This is an incredible night by number 22.
Yeah, he closed very quickly there. Oh, Lawrence. Showing his speed from that linebacker position at 6'1", 224.
See, Missouri State, they've got top 25 SMU coming to town for their first ever home game in FBS. UT Martin, Western Kentucky at Middle and at New Mexico State. 2nd and 10. Clark wants to throw it. Here comes Heat, and they've got him for a moment. Gets away, but not this time. Plenty of pressure by the Thundering Herd. Jabril Alameen on the stop.
Yeah, he thought he was going to get away, and Alameen showing great speed and break to get to the QB. There is the flag down. See what the call is. And it'll go against the Bears.
My guess is they would decline that, Mark. Yep. That sets up 3rd down and long.
You keep that game coming up with SMU. It's going to be a farewell to Art, longtime radio voice of the Bears. Art Haynes going to call his final game. He announced his retirement in August, but 3,000 Missouri State sporting events.
Wow. I think that's his alma mater, right?
Yeah.
SMU? That's great.
And he's from Marshall, Missouri. But best to him. What a
3rd
career.
and long now for this defense that has risen to the occasion here. Can they do it again? Lawrence in motion. They're going to throw a little back screen, and it's complete. And they run this effectively. It's Green. He's got a lot of room. Cuts it back. Ramon Green Jr. still on his feet, deep into Marshall territory. I saw them run that play against USC a couple times, and it worked. He gets everybody coming one way, the throwback screen the other way, and it fooled everybody.
He runs a long way in both directions, down the field and across the field.
Look at those blockers out there.
What a play there for the Bears.
All the way down to the 18-yard line. Ramon Green Jr. First down, Missouri State. They give it to Lawrence. Nowhere to go. Cam Smith comes up to make the stop.
Sledgehammer-like effort there by the Thundering Herd defense. And Cam Smith, he is lean, 6'2", 196, and he packs a punch.
It's a great play call by Nick Petrino on that little throwback screen. Obviously had everybody thinking the other way. Actually, loss of a yard there on first down. 2nd and 11. Clark wants to throw. Finds his man, delivers to him. Cope has it inside the 10-yard line down to the 7. First down, Missouri State.
Well, Darrell Sweeting had him, but he was able to spin away. And that is a first down play for the Bears.
Knew where he was going the whole way. To Makai Cope.
Great balance there. Smith with a touchdown saving tackle.
First and goal from the 8-yard line. Shamari Lawrence is the tailback. They fake it to him. Clark in trouble, but he delivers, gets rid of it. Touchdown, Missouri State. Jaron Askren, the tight end, leaked out, and we are tied here in Huntington.
Yeah, just an outstanding play by the quarterback, and tight end gets open and takes it in. They had pressure, and just again, can't say enough about the release of Clark. He knows exactly when to get rid of it.
And what he's so good at, Mark, because he's played so long, he doesn't panic. A lot of quarterbacks would just panic, but he waits for the rush and throws it at the last possible second. Obeid is on for the extra point. Lots of people running in and out on each sideline.
Exactly.
And Obeid trying to give Missouri State the lead. And they've got it. First lead for the Bears since 7-0 when they took the early lead on the Herd. And they have reassumed here. 2:12 to go. The Bears trying to pull the upset in Huntington. We'll be back after this. We're back. Jones C. Edwards Stadium. The Herd trails at 21-20 to Missouri State. 2:12 to go. Next week, the Herd home to Eastern Kentucky, then at Middle, at Louisiana, home to ODU and Texas State. But their main immediate concern is right now in front of them, Mark.
Yeah, trailing by 1 here. And not a great deal of time remaining.
Herd's got 2 timeouts, so there's enough time, but they're going to have to complete some passes and run a tremendous 2-minute offense here to try to go down and get the win. McDonald kicks it away. And that one goes out of bounds. There's a break for Marshall. That's what Missouri State did not want to do.
Zion Turner has gone the distance for the Thundering Herd. You know, he would love nothing better than to engineer a game-winning drive here. Another look at the kick that sails out of bounds.
Heads up play by Bradshaw here just to watch it go out and not try to make a play on it.
Yeah, you get a little antsy there because you want to make something happen. So they've been schooled on that well by Coach White and his crew. So Marshall goes to work here. Been a good one.
First and 10 for the Herd, 35-yard line. Turner. Over the middle, but it was knocked down.
Ty Turner's pass incomplete, batted down. Second and 10 at the 35.
And just wanting to go across the middle. And big hands by
Devon Townley knocks it down. And here's the thing, Mark, with the 2-minute timeout, you don't have to pass it every down here. You can run it, try to get yourself some room here.
Townley 6'6".
Turner keeps it, gains about 3 yards out to the 38-yard line.
Turner with the carry, takes it up.
So that is the 2-minute timeout. Marshall going to face third down, and a key third down when we come back to Huntington, West Virginia. Missouri State 21, Marshall 20. We're back after this. Gibson's Thundering Herd facing a 3rd and 7 here. They've got to get to the 45-yard line to keep this drive alive, trailing by 1 to Missouri State with 2 minutes left on the clock. See what Rod Smith has in store here and the Missouri State defense. Turner looks, checks, now ready to go. Here comes the blitz. Turner looked for his wide out, but it was short of his intended target, DeAndre Tamaraz.
He's getting some heat there from the Bears and had to let loose of it. Tamaraz, guy they're really high on. Could not reel that one in. He's from Western Carolina, so fourth down situation here, Keith.
Not much of a decision to make. You got to go here with 1:55 to go. You got to dial up the right play and hope that you execute it.
Looks like the Bears want to discuss things here.
Defensive coordinator L.D. Scott hoping for one more play.
And Missouri State took the lead. Marshall then reeled off points by the truckload there for a while. They were appearing to take control of this game, but this Missouri State team would not go away.
Now, and there was that critical phase we looked at and talked about earlier when Marshall had it 3rd and 1 and decided to go to the air, then missed the field goal, which would have given them a little cushion, and now they're faced with 4th and 7. Basically the ball game riding on it right here. Turner wants to throw it. He gets hit. That's picked off, and that is going to be the ball game. Kanye Young with the interception. Pressure came up the middle, and Missouri State celebrates as they feel like they've got this one in the bag. And just a couple of kneel downs, and this will be a shocker.
Good pressure again by the Bears, and they knew what Marshall had to do. You got to put it up, and another look at it here. I'll tell you, 2 good plays on that defensive stand from Missouri State's Townley, the 6'6", 275-pounder.
Yeah, that pressure you talked about, DJ Wesolak was coming hard, and they had to gamble just to get to him and make him get off his spot just a little bit, and that's exactly what they did.
Young, second interception in a Bear uniform.
They're going to just hand it off and pound it. Good run on 1st down as the Herd can only stop the clock one more time now after this one.
Carry, gains 9.
Well, Lawrence getting the call there.
Timeout. Marshall, their 2nd and a half. Be a 30-second timeout. Game clock.
They've had a good game offensively, Keith. 454 yards.
Yeah, they did, and I thought Marshall's defense acquitted itself nicely, even with Clark throwing it all over the place. There was, again, that critical set of downs down here where Marshall could have kind of put this one to sleep, but that 3rd down didn't work. The field goal clanged, and then Missouri State capitalized.
Clark 388 yards through the air.
Past 5,000 for his career here tonight. And Tony Gibson and his staff will no doubt ruminate over this one and wonder what they could have done differently, but everything's new here. The staff, the team, everybody learning about each other. 2nd down, a yard to go, and they've got 1st down yardage inside the 10-yard line, and that's pretty much going to seal the deal. That's Shamari Lawrence again, Daquan Smith on the stop, but that's really immaterial at this point. Marshall stops it one more time. So Ryan Beard, if he chooses to, can just take 2-3 knees and head back to Springfield, Missouri with a huge win.
2 teams coming in here off of tough losses last weekend. Missouri State at the LA Coliseum against USC. Marshall between the hedges, Sanford Stadium, and the Georgia Bulldogs. And this has been a battle.
Yeah, nothing pretty about this game for either team, Mark, but it doesn't matter to the Bears. They're going to secure their first win ever in FBS in a place that's really hard to win.
And Marshall had a nice run of consecutive home victories, home openers.
Yeah, they're in victory formation now. And Clark just going to take a knee, and nothing better for an offense than to go into victory formation. And there you see the Missouri State sideline. They're going to be excited. This is going to resonate and percolate all the way back through Springfield, Missouri, and Conference USA. Missouri State not eligible for a bowl or the Conference USA Championship this year because they're in that transition year coming up from FCS. But, man, what a message they send coming in here.
Yeah, Ryan Beard says there's a lot of things we need, you know, to build it and get it to where we want it to be. But we have great people in the building. And, you know, we really care about our kids. And we're gonna make it happen. And he's going to pick up his 13th career win as a head coach.
In a place where Marshall has the 4th best winning percentage at this stadium in college football, and you just don't come in here and win on a routine basis. But they have come in, could have given up when it was 20-7, but they hung tough. And behind that outstanding quarterback, they are going to get it done in Huntington, West Virginia.
And Coach Beard may have dodged the ice water bath.
And look at that celebration. That's a group that's just excited. They maybe had people, detractors, saying, are you ready for FBS? And if you can come down into Huntington and beat Marshall, well, that sends a message to everybody in the league and your program that you want to make the move up and you want to make it convincingly.
Yeah, an outstanding victory for Missouri State. A lot of good positive notes for Marshall in this game. Not the outcome Tony Gibson and his crew wanted here in this opener of 2025, his first home game here at Jones C. Edwards Stadium. But those victories will come. And again, this is a team with 76 new players.
Yes, and it'll be a learning curve for them. There's no question about that.
They have 2 games under the belt now. And again, you know, it's a quick turnaround once football season gets going, Keith. And while Missouri State will celebrate, they won't celebrate for long. They've got to get ready for SMU coming in. Marshall, meanwhile, will put this one to bed tonight, early tomorrow, and then start focusing on Eastern Kentucky. That's what's next for these respective teams.
Yes, it is. As Missouri State, formerly Southwest Missouri State, if you remember back in 2005, they switched over. Second biggest university in Missouri, and they're going to celebrate, and they deserve it to come in here and get that win. So from Huntington, West Virginia, for Mark Martin and Ben Westphal and all our outstanding crew here on ESPN+, we thank you for watching. Final score, Missouri State takes care of Marshall on their home turf, 21-20, and that's an upset that they'll hear about in college football and Conference USA and throughout FBS as the herd falls to the Bears. And that'll do it from Jones C. Edwards in Huntington, West Virginia. For everybody along the ESPN family of networks, thanks for watching, everybody. Missouri State 21, Marshall 20.